Right, boys and girls, welcome back. Let me move out someone's way. Oh god, wherever I go, I'm in someone's way. I'm gonna go over here. Absolute mayhem. Ducati. Right, boys and girls, welcome back to my channel. Thanks very much for joining. Today you join me and we're going to have a little discussion about confidence on a motorcycle in general, maybe post-crash confidence. I thought this was an interesting subject because personally I've had 2 accidents on a motorcycle, both similar in fashion, both sort of low sides. Maybe you're struggling with confidence after a crash, or you just struggle with that confidence anyway. Maybe you're new to riding, or maybe you just struggle to get that confidence to lean. So I'm going to talk through that today a little bit and hopefully help with how I deal with things and maybe take a little bit of pressure off your shoulders if that's something that you're struggling with as well. If that interests you, stick around and I'll catch you after the intro. Right, confidence, interesting subject for many reasons. So maybe when you first start riding a motorcycle, it might be your first, you might get your first bike and you might struggle to lean around the corner, and it might just feel a bit daunting to you. You don't have that faith in the motorcycle itself, or the tyres. Maybe you're not too versed up on tyres, you don't know how much grip certain tyres offer, and you just don't know the limits of a bike. And that's perfectly natural to be ginger when you go round a corner for the first time, or when you're just starting to learn to ride and you taking it easy. That's natural and absolutely fine. You'll build up slowly to get the confidence to lean. Oh, I've got about 8 layers on today, so I'm quite hot when we're just sort of poodling around in town. Let's start if you're a new rider. So if you're a new rider and you're maybe not getting that lean that you want, maybe you've passed your test, got your first big bike, and people are putting pressure on you to lean your bike over. You're seeing all these Instagram posts of guys on Panigales and R1s and S1000 RRs just knee down, elbow down, trying to drag their helmet on the floor, blah blah blah. Honestly, it's probably not the greatest thing to look at on Instagram, because you're just putting pressure on yourself, and you're watching MotoGP every weekend where literally they're putting their shoulder on the tarmac. Now the best advice here, best advice I can give you, and I'm no expert, but I can tell you my own experiences, is to just take that pressure off your shoulders. Stop expecting yourself to do it, because the more you force these things, the more horrendous you are, to be honest. Like, the more you force leaning, the more uncomfortable it is, and eventually you probably will just crash because you're not doing the technique right. You're focused on leaning but not the actual technique of the leaning. So what I would say if you're a new rider is book yourself in for maybe a track day or a tutoring session where you can actually get a mentor. They can help you with stuff like body position. Like a track day, any track day, especially with like no limits track day, someone like that, they have marshals or mentors. I don't know what their actual name is, but they will help you out in whatever way you want. If you just go up to one of them in a novice group and you say, cornering confidence, I need to just get a bit more confidence in my cornering, they'll have a chat with you, and then they'll follow you out on track, see what you're doing. Maybe your body position isn't perfect, and they'll tutor you and mentor you to improve it. So make sure you got the techniques down first. Build the skill before you commit to doing it. And that's the best bit of advice I can probably do. And then obviously don't force it. If you're out with your friends and they're doing their knee downs and stuff like that, just don't worry about it too much. Just enjoy the ride. You don't need to knee down on the road, if I'm brutally honest. Like, although people do it a lot, it's mainly just for a bit of fun, a bit of show. It does come with its risks, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's not that necessary. On a track, it's something you can build up and slowly do naturally, because naturally the faster you get, more confidence you get, your knee will just hit. But take that pressure off yourself and don't worry about it. And then yeah, get some good tutoring, because it's honestly, I've seen people there who ride at track days who ride for years, and they get a bit of tutoring from one of these like no limits instructor, that's the word, and they'll say, oh, I didn't realise that, I've been riding for so many years, I never knew that. Because the instructors are always so clued up, they're like ex-racers, and their skill is like way higher than yours is going to be, you know, probably ever, let's be honest, because they're doing it as a job. So yeah, listen to them and use them, absorb what they say like a sponge. Second scenario, maybe you've had a crash. Now, I would relate to this. I had a crash a couple months ago, 3 months ago, something like that, on this exact bike. And I've also had a crash about 10, 12-ish years ago. Maybe it's more than that, maybe it's more like 15 years ago actually. I can't remember, but I crashed quite a long time ago. And the first time I crashed was a low side on a roundabout. I hit some oil, or it was diesel, I can't remember which one it was. I think it was diesel. I hit diesel in the middle of a roundabout, and just my front wheel just went bonk, and I slipped straight off. That was on a really old bike. It was a 1998 Gixxer 600, I think. Not really old, but it didn't have traction control or, you know, any electrical goodies which might help me. And yeah, that absolutely destroyed my cornering confidence, if I'm brutally honest with myself. I was going around roundabouts with my knee on the floor, you know, thinking I was Billy Big Balls, loving it. I just wanted to do it, and I eventually practiced and I got it, practiced my body position. I should have booked a track, what the f. Anyway, I was practicing, I was doing some research. In hindsight, I should have done a track day and like learn properly, but to be honest, I probably didn't have the money at the time, so I was just sort of pooling around roundabouts and like practicing body position, getting my friend to film me, and then comparing it to like people who actually knew what they're doing, like not MotoGP sort of stuff, but I was looking online at what position I thought looked the best, and you know, it probably wasn't in hindsight the best thing to do. I should have got someone who knew what they were talking about to watch me, but that's what I did anyway. And yeah, I did that. I wasn't leaning too far to get a knee down, but I came off this bike and yeah, it destroyed my confidence because the front just went out of nowhere. And I know there was a reason for it. I know that it was diesel. I know that I came off because of diesel and not because of my riding, but arguably if I was riding better I could have avoided the diesel. So, you know, recently I came off a roundabout again, and again there was a good reason why that happened. There's always a reason if you crash, you know, why you crashed. I mean, there's always things that influence you skidding along the ground. Now, the second time around, I can't speak about it too much because I'm currently taking legal action because the road was completely filthy. So I'm not going to speak about it too much, but essentially the roundabout that I came off on the second time was completely covered in mud, and yeah, I came off because of that. And yeah, when I came off the second time, which was obviously quite recently, I built my riding skill up quite a bit compared to the first time I came off. You know, I've been on track day, I feel like I'm a fairly confident rider. I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not Valentino Rossi or anything like that, but I have confidence, you know, and I have confidence in my own ability now, which before maybe I didn't, and I was just sort of trying, I don't know, too hard, I don't know. Oh, it's a lovely day for a ride today. The roads are nice and greasy. There's mud. That's not mud, that's just poor surface finish. But yeah, the second time I had to tell myself there was a reason for that crash. And as much as the reasonings I know, as much as I know why I came off, it still affected my confidence with regards to cornering. It's not as affected it as much as the first time, but it has affected it nevertheless, because now I'm a bit ginger about certain corners, and I'm a bit more careful because I don't want to crash again, and it's perfectly natural to feel like that. And if you've recently had a crash, don't pressure yourself into feeling like you need to go straight back out there to be a better rider as you were before. But yeah, if you've recently had a crash, don't feel that pressure to immediately go out there and prove to yourself that you've got, you know, you're still capable of doing the same things. Just let it come slow, try and get out there and enjoy your riding like you were before, without the pressure of knee downing, whatever it is, you know. Maybe it's not even the knee down that you're talking about. I don't know why I'm talking about knee down, but try not to get out there and just pressure yourself. Just take it slow, try and enjoy the ride, because the minute you start worrying about cornering and putting pressure on yourself, is the exact minute you're no longer going to enjoy motorcycle riding. Go back to basics and just enjoy it, and then maybe book a track day again. Maybe the track day is a good answer for it, because it's the safest environment. You can rent a bike and you don't have to worry about it if you do have a little slip, which is unlikely. It's highly unlikely. But yes guys, something I'm working on at the moment is my confidence. I'm currently out in a horrendous climate. Like, this is December, overcast, cold, it rained earlier, it's slippery, the roads are wet, you know, and it does improve your riding skill. I know some people will be like, I'm never going out on that, but it does help. And I don't have the full confidence of these corners. I still don't have it, and I'm accepting of that. But I'm just not pressuring myself to go around them, you know, without any worry at all. I'm just taking my time. And plus, I don't want to crash this bike because it's not mine. That's the main reason why I don't really want to push anything. Just enjoy it. Because that's why we've got motorcycles in the first place. To enjoy them. But yeah guys, if it's something you're struggling with, if it is, let me know. I'll be interested to hear from any of you if you are. Oh, look at this. Look at that. All that mud. Luckily Glenn put his foot down there to tell me. I don't have him on the comms while I've got a video going. But yeah, maybe it's something you are struggling with, or maybe you've crashed in the past and you know, you overcome that sort of mental block. I know if I was on a track, I'd just go back out there and do it straight away. If I had my own bike, or if I rented one, it would be a lot easier. But yeah, maybe it's something that you've had to overcome in the past. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear. Have you ever crashed? What was the circumstance of the crash? Did you was it your own fault? Was it not? Did you come off on, I don't know, poor surface? Because let's be honest, look at this shit. All the time, the roads are so poor in the winter. I know there's not much we can do about it, really. In most situations, let's say. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you. It's been really great talking to all of you recently. I do try and read all the comments and get back to all of them, depending how well the video does. But even on the good ones, I'll try and get back to most of them, if not all. But yeah, I mean, don't put yourself in the head of a racer. Like, they come off literally daily because they're pushing the limits of their motorbikes, and that's why they crash, because they push the limits, and they're highly skilled. So don't put that pressure on yourself. Anyway, yeah, it was just a little video just to talk about confidence and cornering, and you know, things that might affect your mind. Because at the end of the day, the machinery most of the time is pretty capable. It's more capable than our skill in most situations. But it's an interesting subject. And yeah, just thought I'd let you guys join me on a little bit of a Sunday ride, just to get out, even in this crappy weather. Maybe you're getting out as well. If you are, let me know. Nice. I don't know if you guys warn each other on motorbike rides like we do. Like Glenn, he puts his foot out here to show me when there's dirt, if we haven't got comms on, but usually we talk in comms and put the foot out just to show where exactly the obstruction or the gravel or dirt, whatever it is. But yes, if anyone is following my MT10 update and rebuild and stuff like that, I'm about 95% sure, maybe actually I'm pretty 100% sure, now I'm 95% sure that the big end bearing has pooped itself. So I did do an update on that in my last video, or a couple videos ago. Gets a lot of engagement, the old MT10 failure. So thanks very much for your comments on that one. I had a lot of help with the suggestions. I have got a couple of quotes and they are not cheap. I don't really want to swap the engine with a second-hand one and to get a rebuild with the parts. It's about, I think I'm looking at around £2,500+, so I'm taking my time to save my pennies to do that, let's say. But yeah, we will get the MT10 back on the road. We will get there, so I can give this damn S1000 back, because I'll be honest, I just don't like it. But anyway guys, I appreciate everyone for watching the video if you got this far. If you would like to see more, please feel free to subscribe and like the video if you liked the content. But yeah, feel free to comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys, especially about this sort of subject. I'll be interested to know how you overcome a bit of post-crash anxiety, or is it anxiety? Post-crash confidence, or just confidence in general. Let me know how you did it and what you do, and anyhow, I'll leave you at that. Nice to chat to you all, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao for now.